Wales. Goodbye.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Eve Myles with you on this Sunday morning on BBC Radio Wales, right through until 11 o'clock. On the show this week, we have comedian Mike Bubbins and journalist Marie-Claire Carey-Jones. My mate Matthew Hall, who puts the words in my mouth on keeping faith, will be along for a chat. We've got some live music from the super talented Bryony Sier and delish food from one of the country's hottest new pop-ups. Now, bear with me this week, guys. We have a new text system and I haven't got a clue how to use it. So text me on 81012 and let's see what happens. Keep it clean. It's a Sunday.
Sunday morning with Eve Myles on BBC Radio Wales.
I'm quite excited, everybody. Actually, I've just had a text. So the text thing is working. And the text said, sounding lush. Love. Brad. Oh. Right. Now, I have a husband called Brad.
Oh, just one?
Yeah, just the one that we know of. And I think it's from him. If it's not from Brad, if it's from Brad, thanks very much, love. It's very kind of you supporting me and saying I sound lush. If it's not from Brad, hello, Brad.
See, this is why 50% of marriage end in divorce these days.
You're listening to BBC Radio Wales. This is me, Eve Myles. I hope you're all well today. I have lovely Mike Bubbins in today.
Hello, Eve.
Hello, Mike.
Hello,
off of
Dan.
the tourist trap.
Amongst others.
Yes, thank you so much for coming in and
Thanks for
joining
asking
me.
me. Very kind of you, yeah. Lovely on a Sunday morning.
Oh, and I've also got Marie-Claire Carey-Jones with me.
Good morning.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you
How
very
has your
much.
week been?
Oh, it's been great, actually. I've had a really nice week. Been working on Farming Today for Radio 4, doing some features for them, which has been good.
Brilliant.
And then looking after all my lovely little animals, because now it's spring. My tortoises have come out of hibernation.
I beg your parsnips.
My tortoises out of hibernation.
Your actual tortoise.
And I've got 2 pet lambs.
Hang on, what are these tortoises called?
Oh, there's 6 of them.
There's 6
I'm just going
tortoises.
to sound like crazy animal woman
No,
now. So Tilly, Sophie, Norbert, Colin, Shelley and Heidi.
There we are
Obviously.
then. There we go. Where do you keep all these tortoises?
So, well, at the moment, they're in the shed because it's a bit cold. But as soon as it gets sunny, out in the garden, off they go. They love it. Yeah.
Incredible. Mike, what have you been up to?
I'm in the wrong studio. I've been doing some stuff for the Unexplainers. Like we're just doing radio series number 5 and doing a bit of promo for the TV series starts tomorrow. So
Tomorrow, what time?
yeah, this is an early plug, isn't it? 10 o'clock on BBC 2 Wales.
Perfect.
Exciting.
That's all the news. Brexit or me and Eggsy, your choice.
Can I just say, can I share with everybody what happened this morning to you?
Come on, I'm not.
So I come in and first time for me to meet Mike, and I give him a big hug, and it was a little bit aggressive. I was so excited to see him. It was almost a rugby tackle.
Well, you're not made of wood.
And he's got a little, he's got his rugby top on, like a cover jacket on, and he said, I don't normally wear this with shoes, and then proceeded to take his top up and show me a big rip in his T-shirt.
I've ripped the T-shirt from left to right, right across.
And
right.
his belly was out.
It was hanging,
like the
literally
Hulk.
hanging out.
I
I was like
mean-
the Hulk. Like the Hulk if he really let himself go.
I mean, he's obviously, I don't know, looked up things that, that I love a belly.
You come to the right place.
And me and you are going to get on just fine, Mike Bubbins.
This
Fantastic.
is like Cary Grant to bellies.
Can I just say, yesterday, I had a lovely day. I went to Tenby.
Oh.
And as me and my family were coming into Tenby, we were seeing somebody on, an artist on the sand doing this sand art down on Tenby Beach. And when we came back about 3 hours later, he had done the Harry Potter crest in the sand. It looked incredible. And there was a marriage proposal running through it.
I saw that this morning. I got very confused. I said to the producer, I said, did Eve get engaged yesterday?
No, not me, not me. It was a lady called Nia. It was Nia, will you marry me? And the family got back to me last night and she said yes.
Oh,
see?
lovely.
So isn't that a lovely way to start the weekend?
I'd have drawn no in Saundersfoot.
Okay, I'm going to give a little bit of Johnny Cash to 2 very special boys out there. This is for Davy Boy and Bobby Grips. Enjoy, everybody. Good morning, Sunday morning here with me, Eve Myles, on BBC Radio Wales. We're picking favourite songs from movies again this week because we really enjoyed it last week. And here's a clue for mine this week. Would you like a clue, guys?
Yes, please.
Okay, where do I start? Okay, whose chopper is this?
Oh, yes, come on.
You like it?
Pulp Fiction. Sorry.
You like it? Yeah. You don't want any more? That's
Well, I
enough.
have some more clues.
It's not,
That was just a check.
it's not a chap behind his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zed's. Who's Zed?
Zed's dead, baby.
Yeah, he is. is. Well, I love that movie. It's a fantastic movie. The track is Sun. What's the track? What's the track? Come on.
Oh.
Steer's Wheel, Stuck in the Middle with You. No, that's the wrong
Starts with a Hanover.
Hanover.
Son of a preacher man.
That's the one.
Yes.
Son of a preacher man. Yes, I once met Uma Thurman.
Oh,
yeah, it was an absolute disaster.
Oh no!
Oh, well done.
I thought
Yeah.
She said the same. She said the same thing.
I would imagine she did. I would imagine she's. I wonder whether she's got some
What
sort
happened?
of
What happened?
restraint on me. I was in a place in LA waiting for my agent to turn up, and of course I went to go and get a round of drinks at the bar. And there was somebody stood next to me, as you do, as you do, like I'm making that normal. And I was a bit nervous to be there in the first place, and I was stood next to this woman that I can only describe as like a waterfall. She was just this long, beautiful, aloof angel. And I looked at her, and being, such a Tarantino fan and a huge, huge fan of Kill Bill and things like that, I looked at her and I lost my mind. Completely lost my mind, and looked at her and she looked at me. Oh, I looked up at her, she looked down at me, and I went, "Oh, Uma Thurman!" Really loud.
Yes,
She looked at me,
that'll
took
do
a
it.
deep breath, looked away, ordered her drink. Brad removed me from the situation.
Oh, God.
And then to top it off, when they sat us down at the table in the restaurant, instead of just leaving it there and remaining the Burke had become,
Kept digging.
I kept staring at her, she kept staring at me. When she kept looking at me, I kept giving her double thumbs up.
Oh, God.
Brilliant.
Across the way, which was horrific. So I'm going to play Son of a Preacher Man now and try and forget that horrific moment with Uma Thurman. Enjoy. I've had another text. Loving the music on lazy Sunday morning. Eve loves Kaz. Hey Kaz, happy Sunday to you, darling. Text me on 81012. It's actually working, and you can get in contact with me. This is exciting, isn't it? Oh, I feel all modern. Right, I'm really chuffed. I'm really chuffed to bits to be joined by another friend this Sunday. This is Matthew Hall. He's a novelist and a screenwriter, and he's the man who created Keeping Faith. Welcome, Matthew. Thank you so much for giving up your Sunday morning to come in and have a chat with me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
Oh, right. So let's chat about you. Right? So you come from a bohemian family, is that right?
Yeah. I wonder where you're getting this from.
I know. Tell us a little bit about your background, Matt.
My dad was a musician.
Yeah.
My mum was a writer. They got married very young. They had a kind of alternative kind of scene going in their house when we were young. Anyway, they I think at one stage they said they had an open marriage. But it didn't last very long. My stepfather's a writer. He came along into my life when I was about 10 or so.
Yeah.
And then we had a crazy house in Herefordshire with 13 cats and horses
Any
wandering up the
tortoise?
front. No tortoise.
You were missing out.
But yeah, they were very alternative, into every alternative thing going. It was all animal rights and CND back then. And every teenager has to rebel, don't they? So
You went into law?
Yeah, I ran off to Oxford University and studied law, yeah.
And in between studying law, you then thought, hang on, I need another challenge because law isn't complicated enough.
Yeah, well, I did.
I'll train to be a screenwriter.
Well, what happened was I ended up being a criminal barrister. I never intended to do crime. I wanted to do all the non-human interest stuff. And what I discovered was that I love defending people in court because they've always got a human story to tell. Yeah. Whenever I had to prosecute people, I felt like I was going to choke. I mean, I hated that bit of it, and I thought, God, I'm stuck in this job and it's not right. And I'd been trying not to write. I'd been actively trying not to be creative for about 10 years, and I thought, maybe I better try that. So I just started writing scripts in between times, and I tried to write TV scripts because I thought they were nice and short compared with a novel, 60 pages and not 500 pages. But after a couple of years of trying to teach myself, I got a break on a show called Kavanagh QC.
And you were 27 at the time?
Yeah.
That's really young, actually, isn't it, to get a break on something like Kavanagh QC? John Thor.
I was very lucky. I remember the producer, Chris Kelly, saying, you realise you've gone from the 4th division to the 1st division straight away. And I didn't really at all. I just thought, oh, thank God I've got a job in television.
Did you literally self-taught then?
Yeah, well, you can't really be taught screenwriting by anyone. I know they do it in universities now, but really, you've got to have something that you desperately want to write about. And then what you can learn is the rules of structure. So you can learn how stories work. We've been studying that since the ancient Greek. So that's kind of what I studied. But no one can tell you what kind of stories to tell.
And confidence plays a big part in writing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think people, especially in our business, on my side and on your side, it's as soon as you start to lack confidence in something, you just go, I'll put that by and by, and I'll come back with it. And especially with writing, I know so many people, myself included, who's so desperate to crack on with it, and yet you start and you go, what am I doing? What am I thinking? What advice did you give to new writers out there?
Yeah, you have to persist.
Yeah.
You have to believe in your initial inspiration. You must go away and study story structure and appreciate that there is a way of telling stories that works. So apply that discipline to your inspiration and keep plugging away, and then give it to people to read and see how they react.
The handing over is the big part. It's almost like handing over.
That's right.
Such a big gift.
The lack of confidence never goes. When I was writing Keeping Faith Series 1, I went through some massive troughs of losing confidence. But
yeah. Well, tell us a bit more about that. I mean, we've done one series, of course, together, and that's the first time that you and I had met. We'd met after my first Welsh class, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right.
I'd gone along to 2 Welsh classes and realised that I had no idea what I was doing, so couldn't go anymore. And then I had to meet you and go, hi, I'm your lead.
Yeah, that's right.
And I will learn it, I promise, as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
But we've just finished the second series.
Yeah.
And here's me asking you, was there a crisis of confidence in the second one?
Not so much in the second series. It had to be written so quickly. But the thing about the first series is I probably wrote the initial document at the end of 2012 or sometime in 2013.
Yeah.
So there was a period of about 3 or almost 4 years of development. And S4C did something very unusual. They commissioned all 8 scripts at once. So I had to write, 500 pages of scripts without any guarantee of a sort of green light at the end of it, which was very strange. I remember in the middle of that thinking, I'm a mug. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be writing a novel or something else.
Yeah. As a fan of the show, I'm very glad you came. Yes, brilliant.
Did writing scripts lead to writing novels? I talked to an author called Jasper Ford once, and he was saying that he got into he was trying to get into script writing, but he would write this outline story before he wrote the script, and he just preferred writing the story side of it. Yeah. So he went into writing novels. So does one sort of dovetail with the other?
I always wanted to write novels, but it took me about 10 years of screenwriting before I sort of had the confidence to write that much prose. It was a strange thing. And I've often said it took longer to unlearn the law than it did to learn it. Right? You have to get yourself out of that way of thinking and into a much freer way of thinking. And it's taken me to like the age of 50 to finally feel, I think I'm a writer now, not a lawyer. It's quite strange.
And another one of your novels, Coroner's, doing very well, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I wrote a series of novels about this woman who's a coroner, about, I think, 7 novels so far. There's a bit of a story behind it, but there's been a television adaptation in Canada that was made last year of the novels, which has done very well there. And here on Universal TV, it's just shown this year. It was their highest rating show they've ever had.
They're doing rather well, too. They're doing all right.
And I've just heard this week they've recommissioned it.
Well, that's fantastic. Congratulations. That's great.
But I have nothing to do with that series. I wrote the books, and it's been interesting just to see what other people have done with it.
Do you get like possessive of that when you see the adaptation of your books?
Well, I tried to adapt them for British television. There's a long story there. Another show came along that was rather too similar for my liking. Anyway, torpedoed it. But I realised at that point that I wasn't doing the best job of adapting my own novels, and I just thought someone else has got to do this, and I'm just so glad
So 50 hours of primetime TV drama, 8 novels, the latest one, Black Art of Killing. And I'm going to move swiftly into your favourite, or one of your favourite films is...
Well, my favourite ever film is Rocky IV.
Right. Can I play you a track?
Yes, please. It sounds a bit cheesy, doesn't it? But I went to see that film about 5 times, 6 times in the cinema.
Just stuck with you.
I was 18, 19 or something, and I don't know, I just got completely swept up in that fantasy.
Well, you'll all be pleased to know that Matthew is in a grey sweatshirt now and jogging pants. Yeah. Mike's loving it. Mike's got his belly out. I've put some steps in the studio and they're running up
right
them.
Now.
It's getting sweaty. Matthew Hall, thank you so much. Thanks so much. So it's time for the weather now, as it was so popular last week. Today, a largely dry and fine day with plenty of sunshine and light winds after a locally chilly start. Cloud may increase across the northern areas through the course of the afternoon, perhaps with a shower, guys. Maximum temperatures of 8 to 13 Celsius, 46 to 55 Fahrenheit this evening. And tonight, odd shower is possible across the northern areas, especially through this evening. Elsewhere, it will be a dry and cool night with clear spells. Minimum temperature 3 to 5 Celsius, 37 to 41 Fahrenheit. I've never felt so grown up in all my life.
Honestly, like a young Michael
Very
Fish.
nicely done.
Fantastic. Yes, that's the weather. And tomorrow it is expected to be a dry day across the country with spells of sunshine, although there will be a partial build-up of cloud.
Oh.
Cloud,
Take
guys.
a cardie for later.
Take a cardie and a hot water bottle. Winds will be light for most places. Why am I so childish? Maximum temperature 10 to 13 Celsius, 50 to 55 Fahrenheit. And we have... that's your weather. Travel now with Jacob Strong. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're sitting with your feet up and eating something delish. It's Eve Myles with you on Sunday mornings. BBC Radio Wales, thank you for your company. Coming up, music from the movies. But first, we've got some Prince.
Sunday morning with Eve Myles on BBC Radio Wales.
Thank you, guys. I've had some lovely texts coming through. This one from Thomas. He says just another text about Matthew. So great to hear him talking about writing on the show. It really does prove that hard work pays off after years and years of hard work. As somebody who's currently studying creative writing, it really does inspire me to hear that the industry is like this. Thank you so much, Matthew, for all your hard work, and hard work will pay off. Yes, it does, Thomas, and keep going, because it's not some sort of secret club, is it, guys? It is about hard work, persistence,
definitely,
and being brave and just going for your dreams, and talking about somebody going for their dreams. Did you like how I did that?
That was very nicely done.
It was like I linked both of them. Like I've done this before, like I'm meant to be here. Yes, talking about somebody making their dreams come true. I'm really, really, really pleased to have a really fantastic artist join us this morning. This is Bryony Sier, and she's going to be playing Everybody's Dancing. Is that right, Bryony?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, enjoy it, love. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Nobody sees what's behind closed doors, or how many mountains we have to climb. We are all fighting constantly for something in our lives to change. No two people are the same. Everybody's dancing to their own beat. Everybody's dancing to their own beat. Dancing to their own beat. Learning as we journey along, leaving town and seeking shelter from the storm, building a new home, learning on our own. 'Cause everybody's dancing to their own beat. 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 Good days, bad days, we have them all. Meeting new people as seasons come to close. Outside looking through a tinted glass. Skies, they come and go like the wind, like the wind. Everybody's dancing to their own beat. Everybody's dancing. Everybody's dancing. Everybody's dancing to their own beat. Dancing to their own beat.
Yes, Bryony! Oh, I feel like a proud mum sitting here watching you. This is fantastic. Listen, I'm going to go home now. I'm going to make a massive beef dinner, right? And I just want you to come and sit at the table and just play all day. I'll pay you, whatever it is. I'll pay you in beef, lamb, or if you're vegetarian, whatever you want. I mean, that was gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Honestly, every week on week, people come in and just sit there, and you with your little guitar there now and your little scarf on, singing away, and it fills me with, I don't know, it makes my cockles all hot. Whatever that is.
I don't want to do comparisons, right? But like, I love Joni Mitchell. I love Emmylou Harris.
Yeah.
You got such a unique, beautiful voice. Honestly, that was fantastic.
Gorgeous.
When did you write that?
A couple of weeks ago, actually. I changed the lyrics though recently, so I had to change the lyrics because I thought it's the first time I've actually looked at a song and thought, yeah, I think I'm going to change it. And this is sort of what I come up with, and I wanted to be relatable to everybody really.
Amazing.
Because everybody's unique in their own ways, an individual. So I wanted to really get that across. So.
How old are you, Bryony?
22.
Oh my! And just
Wise
fantastic.
and talented.
Such a talent.
Just absolutely gorgeous. How did you get started?
So my auntie taught me to play guitar when I was 12.
Before we go any further, I can't go any further without just saying, where are you from?
Merthyr Tydfil.
That accent. Get me off the radio. Let's just have that accent. It's just your accent. It's beautiful. It makes me feel so at home.
Oh.
So anyway, you got started with your auntie.
Yeah.
Go on, yes.
I was always singing in the house and stuff when I was really young. My mum taught me to sing. And then when I was 12, I learned guitar. My auntie taught me, and I never thought I'd learn guitar. Like, honestly, it intimidated me so much. And even like Christmases the years before, my mum used to buy me a guitar, and I used to be like, I didn't used to pick it up. I used to think I can't play that. But then it clicked, and because it was my auntie as well, like I felt so comfortable, and it was fun,
Yes.
and I learned so much, and I found a passion I never knew I had. And since I learned guitar, I just know what I want to do. It's just there.
It's something you do all the time.
Yeah, that's probably when I got a sore throat.
But you're a really, really good guitarist too. I was watching all your fretwork there. It was crazy.
Oh, thanks.
I've been trying to play guitar for 30 years, and you're about a billion times better than me.
Do you know, it's very funny you're saying about having your mum getting you the guitar. I've done the same for my daughter, and the guitar's been sitting there for a long time. She plays piano.
Yeah.
But we look at the guitar, and we all do it in the house, and I do it.
Yeah.
I'm 40, believe it or not, Mike.
Are you really?
40, well, 22 going on 40. And I look at it, and I know what that feeling of that intimidation feels like. You think, well, like, oh, how do I go? I'm so pleased you did pick it up and you did do it. I'm hoping that my daughter will do it. So your inspiration's obviously your auntie and your mammy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Will you
family definitely play a big role.
What are you playing next? Are you playing live anywhere soon?
Yeah, I'm in Club of Bont next Friday in Ponty.
Okay.
And then I got a few gigs lined up in April.
Ponty being Pontypridd, is it?
Yeah, Pontypridd.
Okay.
And then the first week of April, I'm in the Beehive in Swindon. On the 4th, I think.
And do you have a website?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just bryonysier.co.uk. Oh no, it's not. Let's get that right. Let's get it. Go. bryonysier.co.uk.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes, Bryony Sier.
.co.uk.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right.
And we can find out all about your gigs and everything about what you're doing next.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have another track from you later.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks.
Absolutely beautiful, darling.
Thank you.
Hiya, it's me. Yeah, Eve Myles. I'm still here, and it's still a Sunday morning, and this is still BBC Radio Wales. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with me. Oh, that was fantastic from the lovely Bryony. That was gorgeous. There'll be more music from her later. Now then, Mike. Mike Belly Out Bubbins,
Right,
is it I'm now calling you.
New name.
I'd like
Arrived.
your track, please, for your film, and who, what, and why. Tell us all about it.
Well, this is more to do with the artist in the film, actually. The film I've only seen a couple of times, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Which is The Big Lebowski.
Yes, Mike.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
I thought that rug really pulled the room together.
See?
It's one of my favourite lines.
Come on. But this song, I mean, I love this man anyway, Kenny Rogers.
Nice.
I love country music, but this is early Kenny Rogers when he's with the First Edition. And this is a song. Do I tell you the song?
Yes, please.
It's called Just Dropped In to See What Condition My Condition Is In. And
what is it you love about it?
it's so weird. It's so not Kenny at the start. It's quite psychedelic. There's these weird sort of you'll hear the sound effects and stuff. But my kids are 6 and 9, and this is one of the ones that if I'm in the car, you know, Daddy plays all this weird music. But this is the one that the kids love as well.
Oh, that's nice.
And
I don't know it. I'm excited.
Kenny's got a great voice anyway.
Yeah.
One of the voices of popular music. But I mean, this is just so different. It's a bit trippy and a bit psychedelic and a bit And the suit he wore for this, he had a suit made by the same bloke who made Graham Parsons' suits.
Oh, really?
He had a fantastic suit made for this. So
What's it called again?
Just dropped in to see what condition my condition is in.
Oh, that was a treat. Mike, that was a treat. Thank you very much. Now you're listening to BBC Radio Wales. I'm Eve Myles. Owen is on after 11 o'clock. Please stay with me. We have top chef John Cook and who's got this new restaurant, a new setup, a pop-up restaurant, which sounds really interesting. Marie-Claire, your movie song choice. Please tell us a bit about it. Why, where, how, what?
So my favourite film of all time is Grease. As a child, I knew every word. I knew every dance move. I did all the parts. I loved it. My absolute favourite song. Always wanted to be a Pink Lady. You know, just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And so one of my favourite songs, when I got married last year...
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I thought, right, I'm going to walk down the aisle to something cool. So I chose this song, but obviously because it's a wedding, you know, you've got to be a little bit traditional.
Yeah.
So it was played on a Welsh harp. As I walked down the aisle, I did it to the song from Grease.
And would you like to tell us what this song from Grease is?
Yeah, it's my absolute favourite song. It's The One That I Want.
On a harp?
On a harp, but traditional version today.
Good on you, girl. Now for another live song from Bryony Sier, and this is Man and His Friends.
Looking back, I didn't like myself. 16 years old, put my life on the shelf. Made silly mistakes, trying to fit in. And failing over and over again. 'Cause we feel like we're in a war between man and all his friends. Hey, 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 hey. We're all searching for something more than what this life has to offer. Every now and then we lose control. Runaways, castaways, we're all one in the same. We feel like we're in a war between man and all his friends. Oh, we Trying too hard, I can't breathe. Going in circles, I can hardly speak. Oh. Moving too fast and I can't keep up. Pushing my buttons, it never stops. Oh. Trying too hard, I can't breathe. Going in circles, I can hardly speak. Oh. We feel like we're in a war between man and all his friends.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much, Bryony Sier.
Thank you
Wait
very
in
much
the
for
car.
having me.
I won't be long, okay? And tell your dad was brought you today as well. He can come as well. I'll put a Yorkshire pudding on for him, okay?
Jason Mohammed on BBC Radio Wales, Monday to Wednesday from 9.
How much of this is down to, in your opinion, the shrinking budgets within local authorities in Wales?
I agree with that, definitely. Budgets are shrinking everywhere, so it makes people like carers one of the less priority to local authorities and government.
Talking about the things that matter on BBC Radio Wales or catch up on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio Wales.
Hi, everybody. It's Eve Myles, still here on BBC Radio Wales. Now, text me 810 12. Say what you like. Say what you like. I particularly like a rubbish joke. It's one of my highlights of the week. We've got food coming up next, but first we have Bob Marley and the Wailers. Oh, food time. It is food time in the studio, everybody. And this week we've got a chef called Cook. I didn't make that up. And am I the first person to say this? I'm probably not, am I?
I think every job interview I've ever had has been raised.
Yes, so this is John Cook. He used to own the Arbennig restaurant in Cardiff, but sold it to work as a freelance food consultant and now to do more pop-up and event catering. This is getting really, really popular now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
He now runs a monthly vegetarian pop-up called Dirt. And is launching a new kitchen takeover called Ember. Now then, what have you brought in, Cook?
Right, we've got a dark chocolate mousse with hazelnuts, burnt white chocolate and olive oil.
This looks amazing.
How many sins is this? Because I'm in...
Are you?
No, I'm not.
Too many, I'll eat yours.
When this came in, I said, is this thinking that I'd get brownie points? Is this a quenelle? Is this how they do the quenelle, like they do in MasterChef?
Yeah.
And apparently they call them a what?
Rocher.
A rocher.
That's
now.
what they call it now.
That's
the trendy
really nice.
chefs call it that.
It looks so pretty.
That's really nice.
And it is. It's really,
And tastes
really
even better.
gorgeous. So, tell us now then. You've gone the opposite direction, really, haven't you?
Yes.
You've gone from bricks and mortar to pop-up. Explain why.
Well, my whole career sort of strived thinking, I want my own restaurant,
Yeah.
And worked really hard to get it, got it, and just found it really sort of restrictive and very, very expensive. And just, it's like that day-to-day grind. It's the same four walls.
What do you mean restrictive?
It's just sort of, you're doing the same thing day in, day out. There's no variation, really. You change the menu as much as you can, but it's like when you work in the same office all day, every day. You walk into the same kitchen.
You weren't being challenged.
Yeah, I got bored. And
you needed to get excitement back.
Yeah.
And does it, if you got your own business there as well, because does it become not about the cooking?
Exactly. Yeah, it's business. It's all business, and that becomes secondary then, which is not what it's about for me, really. When you're passionate about something, it's not really a job, and when it starts feeling like a job, you just think, why am I doing this?
So was it a huge decision then to go from, right, that's it, I'm leaving the restaurant and I'm going to do my own thing?
It was. It was, a lot of it was family orientated as well, because you leave the house at 7 in the morning, you get home at 1 in the morning, you don't see your kids for 5-6 days in a row, and it's not a mega sob story. There's perks to it as well. But
and you decided to change it up.
Yeah, because my wife and I opened it together, and we were just there all the time.
Yeah.
So morning, noon, and night.
When did you make this decision then?
Last Christmas. Well, it was Christmas before we sold it, really.
So it's still relatively new, this new venture that you're on.
We sold the restaurant. I think it was in June.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just been completely different now. But it's a much better balance that we've got now. So
what are the big challenges that you've got now with the pop-up?
finding places to do it, really. And obviously you pop up in different people's kitchens, different people's restaurants, which again is fun. I like it. It's a challenge because
I didn't know that you could go into restaurants and do your own menu.
Yeah, we sort of take over their place.
That's a great idea.
It is, yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy it.
I mean,
you
it's great
really
for you,
people.
but it's also great for the restaurant, you know, to be doing different things and to be giving a different kind of service to people.
That's it.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you use all sort of local ingredients and things like that?
Yeah, we've got a guy that grows a lot of our veg for us. And we obviously use Cardiff Market and things like that for a lot of the veg, and we use for the new thing that we're doing. We've got a local butcher who I've used for the last 3 years.
Brilliant.
And it's brilliant.
Why are these pop-ups becoming so popular?
I think it's just variation. I think people get to sort of, if you go to your favourite restaurant week in, week out, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's great. But then you get to go to different restaurants, you get to see different places, and that may then become your new favourite restaurant and things like that. And it's just a different surroundings, different environment. I think it just mixes it up for people.
Do you know what I really like as well, especially when you're walking through town and you see places that have been empty for a very long time, and then all of a sudden there's life and vibrancy and colour and people being excited about food and an event and a social thing as well.
That's it, yeah. I mean, people they get excited about food. Food is sort of massive nowadays, whereas 10 years ago it wasn't so much.
But also, like you were saying, that kind of event side of it with Twitter and things, people waiting
massive.
where you're going to be next time,
or
and it always becomes like a special little club,
that's
which
exactly
is great,
it.
isn't it? Because it's more of an experience. It's not just the
Absolutely,
food.
Social media is really playing a massive part in that, isn't it?
Well, we sell all our tickets prior to the event, all through social media.
Wow.
And without social media, we wouldn't fill venues, I don't think.
What sort of food is it, John?
Dirt is all vegetarian, and we do a 6-course tasting. Well, it's like a small tasting menu, but it's sort of, it's not your typical vegetarian thing. It's not like veggie lasagna and things like that. It's a bit more sort of different and edgy, and we sort of try and do twists on things and make it a bit more interesting, because there was that thing that vegetarian food was boring, but it's not anymore. The produce is amazing,
and it's really
and
growing in popularity,
massive.
particularly here in Cardiff.
Yeah, and veganism as well is huge now. And we did 2 vegan events in January, and they sold out quicker than the vegetarian events.
Wow.
Which
we had Dusty Knuckle on last week, and you went to Italy with them. Is that right?
We did, yeah. Me and Phil loaded up the Land Rover and we drove through France into Italy, and cooked. We did a private wine evening in Chianti, and then we did a festival called Detunto, which he's the only person that gets invited back to outside of that region to do it. So, Celebrity Phil, I call him.
I just love the idea that you started with nothing. Literally, like a bag of flour, some bits and bobs, and I think it was 50 quid in the.
It's amazing.
In the car boot that his wife had kind of like stashed there that he didn't know about, and just see where you go and let the produce and the food and what you're doing take you and make you travel.
That's what it's all about for us. And for me specifically, it's all about the raw material, the produce. It's everything.
Well, I want to talk to you more about Ember, but we're going to have a bit of Ike and Tina now, and we'll talk to you after that, because I'm fascinated to hear about this.
No problem.
I'm going to stuff my chops with this.
Go for it.
Mine's gone.
Right, next week it's Mother's Day, so don't go forgetting that. We all need lovely treats on Mother's Day, and I'd like some texts, please, and I can read them out for you. So start with Mum. And of course it's 8, 10, 12, and I can read some lovely texts out for you next week for your beautiful, beautiful, well-deserving mammies out there. So I just want to go back to you, John, about this wonderful, wonderful venture you're going on with Ember, the old library. Tell us more about that.
It's in this bang in the centre of Cardiff.
Yes.
In the Haze.
Iconic.
That's a beautiful building.
It's one of the most beautiful buildings in Cardiff, and it just. So we did our first dirt pop up there. Tim hosted us for the evening, and it was just fell in love with it. It's just amazing. And obviously, me and Tim have stayed in contact since then, and I've spoken about doing something together. And we chatted about a month or so ago and said, let's do something. And
I mean, one of my questions here is, do you miss Arbenig? I can tell you don't.
No, I miss the banter, the kitchen banter, because that's a massive part of catering. Is you spend all day with each other, 15, 16 hours a day, and they're sort of like family, you know. But I don't miss. I'm enjoying being sort of a bit more free.
What do you have to turn up with? We say pop up. So you go to the old library in the car. What have you brought with you apart from ingredients?
Everything.
Wow.
Is it crockery, the food, staff, everything. Yeah, the venues, I normally ask if they provide glassware and cutlery, and that's it then, and we bring everything else with us then.
But cooking, you use their ovens and their...
Yeah, some place we did one last in November. It was in the back of a shop in a garden, so there was no cookers, no nothing. And
it's just fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but that's part of the fun. Like we
it's an event, isn't it?
Yeah, we
for everybody involved.
We pre-make everything fresh, and then we vacuum pack it and reheat it in like water tanks and stuff like that.
Oh wow,
And
that's interesting.
Yeah, it works.
What can I cook that's going to be interesting? I've tried to do vegetarian stuff before, and it always ends up as beans on toast, right? So
nothing wrong with that, Mike.
No, I like beans on toast.
Put a bit of cheese on top.
That is the
brown sauce. Bosh.
King of lunches.
Yep.
But what can I make that's going to be something nice and quick?
We do cauliflower cheese, and it's like everyone loves cauliflower cheese.
Yeah.
But we do it with like a rose harissa over the top, like chilies and wild garlic through it and all the rest of it, and then like toasted hazelnuts and crispy kale, deep fried kale.
Oh, nice.
And it is like...
So you get all the different textures then, as well as the cheesy cauliflower.
That's it, and the kale tastes a bit sort of seaweedy, like salty seaweed, and it's just brilliant. And it's always really popular. Really popular.
Do you think that you could possibly do a pop-up in my garden?
I can.
Come along, you can use whatever you
anywhere,
like. You can use whatever you like. I've got loads of stuff, loads of tins.
No problem
at all. Loads of stuff like that.
I'd need a pop-up garden to go with it as well.
You're right, okay. What about a porch? Pop-up porch.
I got a porch, yeah.
Perfect. So the next dirt will take place where?
We're in Crust in Ceredigion. We're taking it quite well. It's the furthest one away we've done, and it's an amazing venue. Again, so much of it is the venue and the people that run these things.
When is this?
4th of April.
4th of April, brilliant. And Ember will take over Milk and Sugar in the old library every Friday and Saturday night from the end of this month. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the 30th is the first one.
Okay.
And then it's every Friday and Saturday evening after that then. So.
Oh, John, I think what you're doing is absolutely inspirational.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to visiting and tasting more of your food.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank
you very much. What's the next track that we've got, guys? We've got Jade Bird.
Oh.
What you got coming up this week then, guys, Mike?
Obviously, Unexplained is tomorrow, 10 o'clock, BBC Two Wales. The new series with me and Eggsy. That was a radio series, now it's a TV series as well.
Congratulations.
Diolch yn fawr. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm doing some Unexplained is recording for the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday, I'm doing a gig in London. I'm in London Monday daytime as well, just doing some stuff.
Saturday, you're doing a pop-up in my garden?
Yeah, I'm going to pop up.
With your belly out?
Pop-up garden with my belly out, yeah.
Marie Claire, what are you up to?
So Monday, tomorrow, I'm doing interviews all day at a place in Cardiff, and then Tuesday, I'm off to France skiing for a few days. Taking some time out. Can't wait. Just me and my husband.
Lovely.
A few days away. Can't wait.
You good skier?
I've skied a bit. I wouldn't say I'm good. The last time we went to the place we're going to, I broke my knee and ended up in hospital. So I'm hoping
have a great time, babe. Have a great time. How about this time having somebody on a harp playing some Grease for you on the way down?
Oh, I know.
Okay,
that would
John,
be nice.
What are you up to?
Getting ready for Ember. Yeah.
Lots of work.
Lots of work to do. But enjoyable work. So,
yeah. Well, good luck. Okay, this is the weather. Right, today, largely dry and fine day with plenty of sunshine and light winds after a locally chilly start. Cloud may increase, I say may increase across the northern areas through the course of the afternoon, perhaps with a shower. Maximum temperatures 8 to 13 Celsius, 46 to 55 Fahrenheit. I should really start taking this seriously because people rely on this. This evening and tonight, the odd shower is possible across the northern areas, especially through the evening. Elsewhere, it'll be dry and cool with clear spells. Minimum temperature 3 to 5 Celsius, 37 to 41 Fahrenheit. It is expected tomorrow to be dry across the country with spells of sunshine. That'll be lovely. Although there will be partial build-up of cloud. My favourite bit, winds will be light for most places. Maximum temperature 10 Celsius to 13 Celsius, 50 to 55 Fahrenheit. There you go. Now it's travel with Jacob Strong. Woo! Just got that in.
Thank you. The A482 still shut this morning following an accident between Telpenbar and Vellinvach. So no way through and alternative routes needed. That'll add time to your journey. Also just coming in the last 20 minutes, half an hour, problems for the A40 on the approach to the St Clair's roundabout, and quite the queue coming up the A477 from Llanddowror. Sounds like it's on the roundabout itself where there's been a collision, but the approaches are looking congested on the sensors. In and out of the town and city centre centres across the board coping, a little busier at times for Kingsdills Road in Wrexham. If you're heading for the M4, just a word of note, the westbound side of the Prince of Wales Bridge is shut for roadworks till tomorrow morning. The diversions, the M48 Severn Bridge, everything seems to be coping. That's the latest.
Oh, thank you very much, Jacob Strong. This is it. This is the end of this week. I've had a wonderful time. Thank you so much to my guests, Marie Claire, Mike Bobbins, Matthew Hall, Bryony Sier and John Cook. This has been a 16 Media production for BBC Radio Wales. I'll be back next week at 9:30 and it'll be Mother's Day. So please send me your texts 8, 10, 12. Ta-ra, everyone. I love you.